10 weeks ago, a group of men formed together to create a podcast. A comedy podcast, that is. They formed to call themselves the Sea Dragon Comedy Group. Please sit back and relax. Sea Dragon Comedy is about to bring you entertainment right now.
Now, just about a year after you were born, son, I won't forget that time, and I want to share this story with you. So one day I hope you can experience the same. It was my first ZJ. Now, a ZJ is, you get your dick sucked while you're dead asleep. Your mama gave it to me good and hard, woke me up from my dead sleep, right as I exploded into her mouth. Just be prepared. That'll freeze you stiff like a man's never been stiff before. Well, besides when he woke up. But my God, is that a great experience. Good luck, son.
Welcome to Sea Dragon Comedy Podcast, Week 10. My name is Josh.
Bryan.
Justin.
And this is Kevin. What's up, guys? Week 10. How's it going? So I think today, because big day's coming to us on Friday, we're going to talk a little bit about the inauguration coming up. President Trump coming into, or President-elect Trump becoming the president. What do you guys think about all of the bands, the artists, the show that people have dropped in and out of in the last couple of weeks here?
Well, the only one that matters, I guess, or as a big artist is Toby Keith, I'd say. The Rockettes, I mean, obviously they're big.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's not an artist, really. Dancing. But.
What was the other band that I just... Three Doors Down is the other...
they're doing that?
Three Doors Down,
yeah. The Three Doors Down, Toby Keith and Lee Greenwood are doing a concert the day before the inauguration. The day of the inauguration, it'll be the Talladega Marching Tornadoes, which is a historically black college, so I guess it's kind of a big deal.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for them.
The Rockettes and the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. And the Mormon Tabernacle Choir has performed the last 5 inaugurations.
When's Toby Keith's the night before?
Toby Keith's the day before, yeah. And then there's also Jackie Evancho. I've never heard of her, but she's from America's Got Talent.
I'm not interested.
I don't know. Yeah. I've never watched an inauguration.
No, I thought it was American Idol.
It might be. It's something like that. It's one of those singing shows.
Yeah.
No, fuck you.
It's
America's Got Talent.
I knew it wasn't America's Got Talent because I watch that show.
Could be The Voice or something, or American Idol, or...
I think it's American Idol from what I read. But I also heard that Trump was going to pay $1 million to Flo Rida to be on. But that was it. Huh?
Or did he actually come up to him or whatever? Because I thought Flo Rida said no, like right away.
Well, I don't know. That's what I heard, and I think Flo Rida did say no, and everyone was reporting that he said yes, but I think that was more of a hoax than anything.
That would have been a bargain.
I have a list of artists who have definitively said no.
Everybody?
Elton John, yeah, pretty much. But Elton John was going to originally, and then a bunch of his representatives came on and said no. The Beach Boys, Rebecca Wilson, Jennifer Holiday, and I don't know why this one even matters, but it's called the B Street Band, which is a Bruce Springsteen cover band.
Actually, they were going
to do it. Who cares about the B Street Band?
Yeah, they were going to do it, Kevin, because I heard Bruce Springsteen said no. So they said yes, and then they said out of respect for Bruce Springsteen, they backed out.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes zero sense.
I know, I agree, but they said.
I mean, I guess if you're more to, because I mean they're a cover band for him, they must be more into Bruce Springsteen than Donald Trump, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is though, is like Toby Keith, his big thing was he's like, why am I apologizing? I'm performing as a musician. That's my job. Like that, you're saying that's his job, which it is. Like all these other musicians think they're making a statement. It doesn't matter if you agree with you know how many presidents in the past that have on Inauguration Day, the artists haven't agreed with? Probably plenty. So Toby Keith's like, I'm doing it because I'm singing for our military and for our country, to support our country. It's still our president getting sworn in. So I'm just singing at the event. It's an event, you know? It's simple as that.
It's going to happen no matter what. So
yeah,
somebody's going to have to do
it. And he knows it won't affect his fans because it's all country fans.
Exactly,
so. If anything, it's going to help him.
Yeah.
And
he's the only country artist I like, too, so...
Yeah, he's awesome. And he doesn't care anyway because he makes majority of his money elsewhere, actually, believe it or not. He's worth, I think, $500 million, that guy. He's worth over $500 million. He's super rich.
He's definitely one of the top 2 or 3 names probably, right, in country.
Oh, no, and I'm saying in everything because he has his restaurants, owns golf courses, he owns businesses. Like, he's a huge entrepreneur, never mind a musician. Like, he doesn't, a fraction of his money.
Oh, yeah.
So he's up there. I mean, like him and...
Musically.
I think Kenny Chesney has a big outside restaurant merchandise selling too, right up there. But I agree with what Toby Keith's doing. Obviously, it's more so for the country, for the military, that sort of thing. And like you said, Josh, obviously everybody has different views of what the president has, but I just think that they're making a statement more so because of how he is and how he goes about and tells people, different things. And he just seems like an overall jackass. But I agree with what Toby Keith's doing. It's not for him. It's for the country and the military. And if you do believe in the country, then you do have to kind of support Trump in one way, shape, or form, in my opinion.
I mean, and once again, too, like you're not really, once again, I think his point, like anyone's point, could be you're not necessarily supporting Trump. You're doing it for the country as a inauguration day. Like, it's a fucking event. If they don't, then don't make it a goddamn event. You know what I mean? Don't make it an actual thing then. So that's what pisses me off. I don't know.
I'm not even sure, when the concerts or the performances or whatever happen. I have a schedule for what actually happens for the inauguration, and nowhere in there does it say where. I wonder if it happens during the address or after the address. I'm not sure. But so the actual schedule of the inauguration, so it's Friday, January 20th, starts at noon. There's a prayer at the St. John's Episcopal. Am I saying that word right? It's across the street from the White House. It started in 1933. Then you have the meeting between the former president and the to-be president. So it'll be Obama and Trump will meet together at the White House, then travel to the Capitol building. Then the VP takes an oath, then Trump is sworn in. Interesting fact here, only 3 presidents that I know of haven't ever sworn. You're supposed to swear on the Bible or whatever. Only John Quincy Adams, Franklin Pierce, and Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, Franklin Pierce.
Yeah, one of the worst presidents ever, if that makes any difference.
Great call.
Maybe.
Hey. Don't say that to David Bailey.
Hey, you guys should have hung out in college.
I wish he was here. By the way, David's not here. Yeah, he had better things to do tonight.
Yeah.
Then the inaugural address happens, which is essentially Trump's intentions as a president. I wonder how long his is going to be. George Washington's was the shortest at 135 words, and then you got William Henry Harrison had 8,445 words.
Jesus, William.
That's a long time to be talking.
George Washington had 130 words. That's
135 words.
So he's on Twitter, the origination of Twitter.
Yeah, Bill needs to calm down. Sure. Relax, William.
Then there's a parade, and then there's the black tie parties and balls and stuff like that. So here's a fun fact, too. After the inaugural address is done, the former president, so it'll be Obama, will just take off right after I guess this is how it happens. He just leaves the building. And when Obama was put into presidency, Bush left the hall, banquet, wherever it was, on a helicopter and was just peace out, motherfuckers, and just flew away.
That's awesome.
I wonder what Obama will do.
No way.
You mean Trump?
No,
Yeah, for the goodbye. Yeah,
Yeah, it's who's leaving.
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I heard that like as a president, that's like a very exhausting day. Granted, I don't know what their day's like, but they go to like 20 different like
It's pretty tough. I bet.
locations,
I can imagine,
different
yeah.
things. Like I've heard it's a pretty long fucking day for them.
Oh
but
yeah.
for the person that's leaving, he's probably like, oh man, I can't fucking wait to get out of here.
Well, I think the point. I think almost it's in respect too, because it's not really your show anymore, man.
Yeah.
You know, so that's probably why it's just like, all right, that's it, bye. Like,
yeah,
what
leave
the fuck,
with a
you're-
bang.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Like, I mean, do they? I wonder if they probably still will fly a Marine One, but I would assume. I don't know though. It's a good question because he's not technically president anymore.
Well, aren't they still kind of protected?
Yeah, you get Secret
for
Service
life?
for
So
life.
they get Secret
right?
Service, but they don't fly on. Marine One or Air Force One. They're not the president.
That's the
Yeah, that's
president stuff. Yeah, so they
true.
may
Okay.
have their own.
I don't know. Maybe Obama
Transportation.
will. Yeah, maybe Obama will go on Marine One and not salute the Marines again like he did before. That'll be good.
What if for his last act? What if he assassinates Trump on his way out?
So I have to ask you guys though, like talking about like good acts from presidents and things like that. You know, you think about George Bush, he was out there active at the 9/11 thing, right? With like families visibly upset, things like that. Obama, you could see him visibly upset during certain things, you know, with the public. Could you ever see Trump being like visibly upset with the public? And I just don't see him as that kind of a guy. He
No, I don't
seems
either.
like a very hateable, like he just doesn't seem to have a nice bone in his
Doesn't have any
body.
empathy. Like,
If anything,
Yeah.
we get on Twitter and be like, "Oh, I don't send any condolences out to anybody." So
Right,
you guys
which
can
is
fuck off.
which I
Pretty much
think
what
is
get.
horrible for a president.
I know. Like honestly, I want him going on Twitter and saying thoughts and prayers like everyone else. You know what I mean? Because that's what really makes a difference.
no, but like
it
for a
is-
national tragedy, what's
it's
he gonna?
something I thought of, yeah, because
You're right, Brian. Yeah,
you-
because like
you really do think of a president.
Obama was
obviously-
interviewed. Yeah, Obama was interviewed after like Sandy Hook, and he literally was crying, like being interviewed. You know what I mean? Because he had to meet with all the families and like made speeches and stuff. And you're right. I don't know.
I don't even think like some presidents probably do have that as an act, but I think that Obama actually did care. It wasn't an act for him. I think that he was upset visibly, and I think personally as well. But I don't know. I just have a hard time seeing Trump like that, and I think that that's going to be a weird thing for the country.
I feel like there's just going to be constant tension for 4 years. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Just fucking tension like everywhere. Like just tight, just clenched buttholes for 4 years. Like I feel like right now
100%.
everyone's buttholes are clenched, and I don't think like how they're not gonna release for 4 years. It's gonna be all back. It's so
Yeah, but,
clenched up. Just
did you see today he announced his campaign motto for 2020?
Yeah.
Keep America great.
And he asked his lawyer to trademark "Keep America Great" with and without an exclamation point.
No way.
God damn it.
I gotta
So
tell you,
innovative.
I might not agree with all of Trump's whatever his policies and shit like that, but the guy's got great fucking attitude, man. He's already come up with a fucking winning slogan for this next term. That's something
Kevin,
so cocky.
But like, if you became like I don't know, president of a fucking Lions club or something in town, then that's fine. Or like, you know what I mean? Or like just something. You're the president of the United States. You can't act like that. That's absolutely ridiculous.
He has
You know
to
what I mean? Like-
personally. He probably doesn't understand how he fucking won. Personally, I don't think that he's like, I can't believe I won this.
No way he expected that. There's no way.
No.
There's no way. Everyone's still in shock, and so is he.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
He's been like aiming for this for the past like 15 years. There's like records of him like announcing that he's going to run for president like 10, 15 years ago.
And he picked his window.
I feel like, yeah, it's just like the right time for him to slip in there. But
Yeah, I
That
mean,
worked out.
he was like saying that he was gonna do it and everything, and then he said, "No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it." And then, obviously, now later on down the road, he's obviously decided to do it. So,
And even if he got impeached for anything, then Mike Pence becomes president, and he's a fucking absolute psychopath.
oh my God, people are saying that he's worse than Trump. How can he be
He's a
worse than
lunatic.
Trump? Holy
Brian,
fuck.
because he can speak well as a politician, that's correct, but his beliefs are through the roof. Like like ridiculous. Like I feel like people from like Alabama would even disagree with him. Like I don't know how. Like he's a psychopath. Like he believes in like shock therapy for gay and lesbian people. He's an absolute,
I did hear
No
that.
way.
yes, he's an absolute fucking psychopath.
I love
like,
how Sarah Palin got demolished when John McCain was running because everyone hated her like beliefs, but nobody even talked about Pence once just because Trump like.
you're right.
like-
Yeah, he overshadowed.
That
right?
is weird. Yeah.
You're right, Justin. Where McCain
Good call,
they picked
Justin.
Palin.
Yeah.
They picked Palin because it was an easy target, and she was talking about like hunting wolves from a helicopter. Which
which is
I
also
agree with because
psychotic.
wolves are technically dope, so I would never hunt them. So.
Definitely dope.
Yep.
I love wolves.
Dilps, by the way, dogs I like to pet.
Yeah.
On the other side of things, we're talking about the inaugural ball. Did you guys see that there's an anti-inaugural ball that bands are doing
Oh, really?
on Friday?
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Prophets of Rage. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's like,
That makes sense that they would.
Prophets
do
of
that.
Rage and Audio Slave is also within that, but they're doing a thing, but which I feel again is like we talked about. If you're performing at the inaugural ball, you're supporting the country, kind of supporting the military. I don't agree with it, but it's just on the topic of conversation.
I
It's
think
a
everyone
concert.
just accept it and move on. You know what I mean? It sucks, but you gotta go forward. Whatever. Well, it'll be interesting how Friday goes. I mean, I'm gonna go to work and come home like normal.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if anybody's wishing
I
that
won't-
this
I won't watch
never
it.
happened. This election and everything like that.
oh, plenty.
Which brings us to a good topic here. Would you rather have one wish granted now or 3 wishes granted over 10 years or in 10 years?
One now.
I'd say
I
one.
feel like
now.
I wouldn't want. I feel like I wouldn't want to wait for 10 years, but you could think of the things you could wish for. I'm pretty impatient. I would always go with one now.
What if you die within those 10 years? That's the first
Exactly.
10
That's a good.
Yep, good point.
Hey, I wonder what Taylor would say on this one.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He would
Bro,
have
I'd be on my boat. You'd be going by. You'd be on shore waiting.
You
10
rascal
years,
scooter,
bro,
man.
with your saggy balls and saggy boob chicks.
Because according to
feel
Taylor, when you're 40, you're pretty much 80.
Yeah. I feel like you kind of have to go with one, but at the same time, like, I think the instant thing for me was, I'll go with one because I'll just ask for unlimited money. Or, like, I'll just say, can I have $1 trillion? Right? So, and then I can just get whatever I want with the other wish. But once again, that's all materialistic things, right? And I feel like that's where everyone's mind goes. Not saying I still wouldn't do that, but, like, cool, you can buy everything. But you could wait 10 years, ask for $1 trillion, so you're all set there. Plus 2 other things, like live forever. And then everyone you love and care about live forever. Oh, now what?
I would wish for superpowers.
Or like if there was no limit, right? Yeah, that's a good point. Like flying and then fucking live forever or something.
This can go out to a
I don't-
couple
I
other
wouldn't
would you
wanna live
rathers, but
forever.
yeah.
Maybe live for a long time, but definitely not forever.
Teleport.
Teleport would be sick. Little nightcrawler action.
Justin,
I
what
feel
would
like
you do?
almost every human wants to fly.
Why
First of all-
wouldn't you want to fly?
First of all, just
How
to
awesome would that
Exactly.
be?
No,
branch
I
off.
want to. I want to. I'm just saying. I feel like every human's like response is like, I would love to fly. Like
Go
you know?
skydiving. It's a pretty close thing to it.
So I thought of this one time randomly in my crazy afternoon thoughts. If you could fly, but you could only fly at the pace at which you walked, would you still want to fly?
Hold on. Wait, could I fly as fast as I can run?
Yeah,
Not that it's that fast, but
right.
you're right.
You
That's
could-
holy
You could
shit.
fly as fast as you can run, and we'll just say, just for shits and giggles, you don't get fatigued, but you can only fly that fast.
Like, would you do it or not?
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
see
I
like
mean,
what's
why
the
not?
point of what's the
I would
point?
still
you
do
know?
it.
Yeah. Well, okay, so, like, let me add in something here. Because another would you rather branching off. Would you rather
They always do
fly?
this on that.
Would you rather fly or be invisible?
Fly.
I'd
Be
rather
invisible.
fly.
I'd rather be invisible.
I think I heard
Creeping
something
on
like
girls?
the nation's split on this 50-50-ish. Flying would be
Alright.
awesome.
Josh, what's your reasoning for being invisible then?
You could gain so much more being invisible than flying. Well, once again, like you obviously could fly fast, right, Justin? In
Right.
this case.
Right.
Right. I don't know what fast is, but still, like, do you want to fly right now, guys? It's 20 fucking degrees out. I don't. Super
I know.
cold.
I'll fly.
Hold on, let me put my snowboarding outfit on. I'm gonna fly for a little bit.
You can still only go so fast because
Yeah.
it's G's, so you can't go like 1,000 miles an hour because your body would just fall apart. So I would definitely rather be invisible because think about any situation. You're like, fuck, I don't want to be here. And you just go invisible. No one can see you. No one can find you. Like, you could fucking, you could take advantage of it illegally too if you wanted to. And
You could go into the Patriots locker room and hear the Bill Belichick speeches and stuff without anyone posting it on social media.
You could literally stand in a fucking vault in a goddamn bank.
Yeah.
And that, granted, I don't think that'd really work because then you'd have to wait for the bank to I don't think you could get out from the inside, but something like that if you wanted to get crazy and do illegal shit too. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Invisibility cloak type
I
shit.
just-
Well, yeah,
But
so
I feel
you could tag along with somebody like who works at the bank, find out all the passwords and stuff with the vault.
Yeah, you're
stuff
right.
like
And then
that.
just walk right in, and then you're invisible.
Yeah.
So if the cops get there, they're gonna go, "Oh, there's no one here," and you
There's
just drop.
floating money on the camera, but we don't know how.
Okay, it was super cool. I don't know. I think.
No, I think there's more possibilities with invisibility.
Oh my god, so much.
Yeah.
Think about it.
What would you going back to the wishes? What would you wish for if you could take the one wish right now?
I hate to do the materialistic thing, but I think I mean like, I feel like I'd have to just do like $1 trillion.
You've got to go with the money, right?
Yeah.
Because then you could pretty much have anything you want.
I don't know.
Materialistic.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
You could buy an island, and then you could buy hookers or whatever. You could just buy well, not even hookers. You could buy girls to go hang out with you on the island.
Buy hookers in an island. Okay, you have 3 wishes. What do you want? $1 trillion, an island, and hookers. That's a good.
Like in movies, like wishes always backfire on people. For some, like there's always an unforeseen consequence that happens.
People are greedy and stupid. That's why.
What's that movie?
If you do go for $1 trillion, then you probably end up being a little greedy with your money and
Like,
buying everything you can, and then it might backfire on you. I guess is what probably Justin's point
Or
is,
like
right?
you go on, like you're automatically on a path to becoming a CEO of a company, but you lose touch with all your friends and family and everything, and all of a sudden you're like 10 years later, you're rich, but you don't know anybody, you have no friends, you're lonely. I mean, because you don't, in your wish, unless you specify, I want $1 trillion in $20 bills dropped in my lap right now. No, that would hurt. Just dropped in my backyard right now. And I mean, you have to be really specific with your wish to make sure nothing else goes wrong.
Or in a bank account.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're doing a wish with the devil, he might.
Well, that's a good point. Like I was going to say, that movie with Brendan Fraser, one of my favorites of all time, Bedazzled.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
That's probably what I'm thinking,
You've ever
actually, with
one
this.
of my
Bedazzled?
favorites of all time.
Have you ever seen Bedazzled?
It's a great movie.
Elizabeth Hurley is
Yes.
the devil, right? Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a babe.
She is a babe. Yes, I agree. What else was she in? Saving Silverman, right?
Austin Powers,
Yeah.
too, right? She was
She was the first in Austin Powers. Yeah, she's
But
a
yeah,
babe.
so in that movie, Brendan Fraser, like she gives.
I'd wish for her.
Yeah, she. Oh yeah, that's true. But she gives him 7 wishes, and like he basically fucks all of them up, and is about to like go. Well, I can't spoil the movie because I feel like a lot of people are gonna watch it now. It's so popular.
That'll probably be hard movie to find.
Spoiler.
Oh, I think everyone's
alert.
already seen it by now
Bedazzled.
because it's such a good movie.
That's true. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Bedazzled. If you haven't seen it yet, so Dave, don't listen to this part of the podcast because it's zero
Definitely up
chance
there
you've
with
seen
Shawshank
Bedazzled.
Redemption.
I'd put it number 2 behind Shawshank. Anyway, yeah, he does like 7, and if he doesn't and then he gets 7, and if he doesn't do the right thing or something, what is it again? If he doesn't do the right thing, he goes to hell. And the last one he wishes, he just wants his girl he loves to be happy. So that's what it is. He made a wish for someone else. So
Right.
She goes in the contract that says if you make a wish for someone else, then you don't go to hell. So here you go.
And then
But all of his wishes, he fucks up, like Justin said, because he's not specific enough. He's like, I want to be a ladies, like I want to be good looking, be super rich, be famous, and then he ends up she makes him gay, so he can't. She just fucks with him completely, you know.
And when he makes the right wish, for somebody else, doesn't she choose him? I mean, not to give away the movie ending or anything, but.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, it ends up being it's not really her. It doesn't matter, but it's a great movie. Everyone go watch it.
I would wish for the money as well, though, Kevin.
You do the one wish.
Yeah, one wish. I would wish for the $1 trillion or.
Well, I think like you said, Bryan,
whatever to last me till I die.
Yeah, but like once again too, like what's the point of waiting 10 years for it's not guaranteed, you know? So
I would just wait for 10 years anyway, because I'm not getting any wishes right now, regardless. So I'll be like, whatever that experiment was with kids, like, if you do you want one marshmallow now, or if you wait 30 minutes, you get 2 marshmallows, and half the kids choose like 1 marshmallow right now, and the other half wait, and it ended up being the half who waited they tracked them, and they ended up like more successful in life because they were more patient and the plan for their future. So I'm planning for my future. I'm gonna wait 10 years, get 3 wishes, and then when the time comes, I have 3 chances to get them right.
Justin is waiting to find his one true love to get his 3 wishes, and then he's gonna ask for the money. Right, Justin? Is that what it is?
What are you talking about?
If you get your money now, obviously all these women are going to be groveling at your feet, and you're going to not find your one true love. You're waiting.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. Yep, sure.
It's also a good point. But by the way, there is no future. There's only a present. So, just so you know.
Yeah.
That's all there is the present.
But if you don't
until I build a time machine. But
why do you have 401ks then?
Huh?
Why do you have 401ks then?
Well, because I guess
empty them out.
In his argument there, it would just say it's money built up for the present when you're going to use it.
Yeah, it will be there at the present, but
you're saying future in itself is not a distinct place and time yet.
Right. There's no reliable.
It's more of an idea than.
Yeah. To quote Alan Watts, the future is a concept. It doesn't exist. There is no such thing as tomorrow. There never will be, because time is always now. That's one of the things we discover when we stop talking to ourselves and stop thinking. We find there is only present, only an eternal now. Just to get philosophical on you guys.
Deep fucking thoughts. I wish I was high for that.
Let's name this podcast Deep Thoughts with Sea Dragons.
Thoughts with Sea Dragons.
I wish for $1 trillion. Future.
I know. Hold on, guys. Let me drop this really nice quote that I like on you, and then everyone just goes, "Oh wow, that was deep." Now we're thinking deep. I also have a tapestry on my wall with 5 wildcats, 2 dinosaurs in the background, a vulture, and a giant lizard. So
there you go.
And
if the future is just an idea that we've kind of come up with, what about death?
Like a dead of the day.
Yeah. So I'm sure, is it Kernan? I think it's Cernan, right? Eugene Cernan, the last man to walk on the moon.
It's one of the most, yeah, of course. You know who Eugene Cernan is?
Yeah, I just didn't know. I didn't know how to pronounce his last name.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So he died on Monday. He was 82 years old.
What?
And if you guys didn't understand what I said earlier, he was the last man to walk on the moon. Pretty intense.
Well, looks like I got to go to space.
Yeah. That's pretty nuts. I mean, he walked on the moon fucking, I don't know how many years ago. Over 50 years ago.
Yeah, how have we not had anybody else walk on the moon since him?
Because it's all fake. It was a hoax. It wasn't real.
Well, is it just
makes you wonder, right?
Is it an insignificant thing now? Like, just to walk on the moon, I guess? I don't know. How many people have walked on the moon?
12.
So...
Wow.
Bryan, a lot of it.
So Eugene was the 11th person to walk on the moon, and the 12th person goes to Jack Schmidt. But Gene was like the captain or whatever. He was a higher ranking officer on the shuttle that they took to the moon, and he decided to get on the shuttle last. So he's technically the last person to have ever walked on the moon.
I bet you Trump is going to be the next.
Someone will just shoot him up there. Get the fuck off of Earth.
He's going to make a reality show on the moon.
There's a documentary that was filmed in 2000 or released in 2007 called "In the Shadow of the Moon." It's got pretty good ratings on IMDb, and there's also a movie called "Last Man on the Moon." That's on Netflix. That came out in 2014. That kind of goes over the whole.
So
to him up there.
I think it was 72, right? 1972 was the last time was when he walked on the moon.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I saw. And like Bryan, to answer your question, that's because it was. I mean, it was like the Cold War. That's why, like with the Soviets and stuff, like the race to space.
Yeah.
So it was just a big pissing contest. That's really all it was for the most part. At least that's what they say. And I also wonder if they were like, oh, maybe there's shit on the moon that we can utilize. Like,
yeah, we realize there's no natural resources up there for us to use on Earth.
For sure.
Space rocks.
a waste of billions of dollars to go up
Do
there.
you now think that someone is going to go up there?
No. We're more interested in other planets and stuff like that than we are our own.
Yeah, I mean, they're already talking about Mars, so.
Yeah.
I feel like someone may go up there just for the fame to say that they were the last person.
Fuck you, Eugene. I'm the last one on Earth.
There's gonna be
Exactly.
more people that
No one would
eventually.
would have enough
I
money.
bet Glenn will fly up there.
Glenn's
I'm sure he's got his
already
own
up
space
there.
rocket.
Yeah, he's probably already zooming up there. How long does it take? Like, it's got to take a while to get up there, right? Like,
I think it's a couple days, yeah.
a couple days. That's it.
I don't think it's not months. I think it's only a
that'd
couple
be-
days.
Where?
Well, doesn't time frame like change when you're up in space? I thought it ends up like you don't feel that you're up there for as long as you are. Correct?
I'm not really sure. I've never flown to space, so I'm not sure.
Well, no,
No,
I
no,
know,
no,
but
no,
people
no.
have people have described it though, like as, or I thought I've heard it described that it doesn't feel like you may be up there as long as what you are,
Oh.
or
Well, time does pass more slowly, I think, if you're out of rotation, like technically, but to you personally, you're still
Yeah,
gonna feel
your-
it passing.
Your personal preference, yeah, it's the same thing.
The Apollo missions took about 3 days to reach the moon, but the quickest trip to the moon was the New Horizon probe, which zipped past the moon in just 8 hours and 35 minutes on its way to Pluto.
Zooming.
so we can make it to the moon in 3 days. That's not bad
Brian,
at all.
Brian, we can make it to the moon in 8 hours. We could be there by tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm
wow.
down.
Let's go, guys.
I'll call us.
Sea
uh,
dragons in
Yeah.
space.
That would be ridiculous. Oh, my God.
That'll be our
Coming
next
live from the
podcast.
moon.
Yeah, our next podcast.
We're gonna
will
do
be
hockey players, everyday hockey player.
So, not to get completely back, but I want to get back on Dead of the Day. Rest in peace. What was his name again? Because I already forget it.
Eugene Cernan.
Eugene started. Yeah, rest
Sorry
in
about
peace.
that.
He's our dead of the day, or dead of the week, really. But Dead of the Day sounds better. But I'm trying to follow this, guys. Like you mentioned today, is George H.W. Bush, George Bush Sr., and Barbara Bush are both hospitalized right now.
No
Bush
way,
is-
both
yeah,
today.
so-
yeah,
Yeah,
Barbara
so-
this morning, and then George Bush Sr. a little bit later. He's in intensive care, so that's probably it.
I heard that he
I think it was
was
the other
not
way
in
around,
good
Josh. I
shape.
think,
He
I think
was in
George
a.
went in first, and then Barbara went in after.
Just Barbara Bush admitted to the same hospital this morning.
Yeah, I know that George was in a wheelchair. He wasn't in great health. I mean, what is he? 92.
He was
92.
admitted to ICU.
Barbara's
so-
91.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow. They're both have
Yeah.
great genes, huh? 92, 91. That's.
He went in there with trouble breathing, and they diagnosed him with pneumonia.
Oh, he's done.
Oh man.
He
Yeah.
needed
Oh,
sedation.
Not the news.
Yeah, he needed sedation, but he seems to be doing fine right now. He's stable. And then
Wow.
Barbara just went in because she was tired and she had a cough.
Oh, right. Well, I guess
he's tired.
that's a thing when you get a little older, huh?
tired. Man.
Granted,
The
Betty White's sitting there with her 96th birthday, I think yesterday, or 95th birthday yesterday, and she probably has not been to the hospital in her life.
By the way, guys, I always thought Betty White might have been a soup when she was younger. I saw pictures when she was young. I don't think she was that overly attractive.
Well, she got
guess-
damn attractive.
I guess my perceived view of her was skewed.
She's aging backwards.
So there's that whole thing, like couples like go together, so they're gonna call it quits. I think.
Yeah, Dead of the Year 2017.
This is gonna be a big thing again already. I'm not
Yeah.
even once again, I'm not a dickhead. I'm not gonna get sad. I've never met them. I don't know them.
No,
And they're 92 and 91, so like, I mean, not to say it's about time, but
Yeah, I
like,
mean their time's pretty much
like,
up, you know.
make some fucking room. You know what I mean? Like,
it was pretty awesome though. That guy, he jumped from a plane at age? I remember that. What was it, like 88?
he did it for. I think he did it for his 90th, didn't he?
No way, 90. He jumped from a plane.
Yeah, he's a BTG. Big tough guy.
Holy
Big tough guy.
shit! No, I
Dave
thought it
Bailey's
was
a big
like
tough guy.
late 80s maybe, but you might be
90th.
right.
No, 90th. I have it right here. Yeah.
Wow, that's
June
that's
12th.
impressive.
12th, 2014. He did it for his 90 years young. Well, ain't so young anymore.
How
on
was
this
that,
book.
Josh? Landing on your knees, jumping from a plane.
You don't land on your knees.
I mean, landing on your legs, but it puts it's got to put some pressure on your
You don't
legs.
land on your when you tandem, you don't land on your legs either. You lift your knees, you lift your legs up, and you're in like a sitting position, and you slide onto your butt. So
Okay.
yeah.
But
Because there's two
I don't
people
know.
can't both land standing up. That's not. It's a soft landing. They come down real soft with two people.
All right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's still impressive though. I feel at 90 years old.
Oh no, it definitely is. Like the shit that could go wrong, and all the harness is tight and stuff, and more than anything too, you're going 126 miles an hour, whatever terminal velocity is. So if you hit terminal velocity, I mean that's a good amount of wind speed in your face at 90. I'll tell you that.
If I live to be 90, maybe that'll be the first time I try it, because if the parachute fails, which I know is not likely,
More than likely you would
point,
have. Yeah, more than
done,
likely you would die from like heart attack or like trouble breathing. You know.
Yeah. What a way to go out, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. That's what I
fuck it,
mean.
yeah.
So I'll live to 90 and then jump out of a plane and see what happens.
Could you imagine all of his like excess skin just flapping in the wind?
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Just a bare skeleton coming down.
The first two times, two and only times I've skydived. Sorry, real quick, I've skydived. Were the first two times in an airplane for me.
Skydove?
Wow,
skydived? Grammar,
Skydived.
please.
So first time you took off an airplane, you didn't land in an airplane.
Skydived. Definitely skydived. It's not skydove. It's skydived. For sure.
I didn't say that today.
I believe you. I'm just wondering.
I think. I mean, like dove and dive. That's different.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It is. I think.
Skydive. I mean, come on,
Skydove.
I
I mean,
You're
technically it should be
what are you, an honest
skydove.
contributor right now? Like fucking. Anyway, those are the first times I was ever in an airplane was skydiving, which is pretty ridiculous. So that was whenever we played like Never Have I Ever, like a drinking game or whatever in college. Before I flew down to South Carolina and landed in a plane, I would always say, "Never have I ever landed in an airplane." And people were like, "What?" And I said, "That's right, motherfucker. I only took off in airplanes. I say I ain't never landed."
So I don't want to go back to what we were talking about earlier, but I found this little tidbit here. If you were to drive a car at 60 miles an hour straight up in the air, it would take you an hour to get into space, but it would take you 6 months to drive to the moon.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you look at a graphic of the moon next to the Earth, like actual distance, it's actually way further than you would think.
Yeah, it's 250,000 miles away.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
And then jumping back and forward in time, what we were talking about, even though the future doesn't exist, it's always an eternal present. What? I wonder if Barbara Bush has this new bug that is resistant to all antibiotics that kills women. You guys hear about this at all?
I did.
Hold on. It
I
only
heard
kills
so.
women? I heard about the superbug or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it, but
So,
it only kills women? I didn't know that it only killed women.
I mean, I haven't really read too detailed into this, but it
Makes
says
sense.
that, there's a superbug that it cannot be treated with the 26 different known antibiotics and has killed only women, or has killed a woman. I'm sorry. So we don't know if it can
Yeah,
kill men.
but more
The
likely.
title is very misleading.
Yeah.
But the woman was 70 years old too, so I mean,
Not to be misogynist or anything, but it only
Yeah.
kills women.
So yeah, if we were to speculate, yeah, it probably
Right.
does.
Yeah.
But she was traveling to Indonesia for what I remember from the article, and she returned home. So that probably had a lot to do too with all the travel. It's not like she got it over there. So thanks, lady, for coming back to the U.S. You dick.
yeah, she
It's
broke her right leg in India.
And it got like infected out
She
there.
infected the bone and it got spread to her hip. Yeah.
But it's like, what the fuck? Like all these people that were bringing Ebola back, like fucking stay over there and die. Like don't come back. Fucking
Over there and
so
die.
inconsiderate. And by the way, the thing with that, Kevin, is what I saw was it was the 26 antibiotics that are legal in the U.S. There's other antibiotics in the world that they could have used that technically could be stronger, and it said actually wasn't really like resilient. Like it actually like kind of would have worked against it, but they can't. They don't have them in the U.S.
Yeah,
So-
I read that too, Josh. Yep.
She should have fucking went to China or some shit.
Yeah.
Dumb shit.
Samples of her infection were taken to the CDC for testing, so we're not sure
Yeah.
exactly.
That's scary.
Well, let's just hope that they find out maybe what that bug has and create something very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says So we already said this, but it's resistant to the 26 available antibiotics in the U.S., including, I've never heard of this, though, the drug of last resort. I don't know what that is. Is that like...
No.
That's like the strongest thing that...
Is it morphine? I don't think
fixes everything, yeah.
Morphine's just pain.
I'm not
Drug
sure.
of last
It wouldn't
resort
be
is
morphine.
the strongest antibiotic.
I read the sentence wrong. It's Colistin, which is the drug of last resort. I don't know. I guess, yeah. So if you're like in super pain or whatever, that's
Yeah,
what
but
they
I
go
think
to.
like
Must
Colistin
be super
has
strong with...
adverse effects to your body. Like it'll affect you, but it would fight off whatever.
Yeah, it's a super strong antibiotic.
Exactly. Yeah, it wouldn't be good for your body, particularly to say, but it wouldn't kill you, and it would fight off whatever the bug had given you.
That's scary, guys. Like, what if that really started happening? Like, what do we do?
It's kind of weird because how our bodies are. Like, medicine's no longer working for our bodies, but is it that way with insects and things? Like, they're becoming resistant to our medicines that fend them off? Like, are bugs going to start killing our plants and be resistant to our bug
actual
killer?
bugs?
Yeah.
I don't think bugs adapt as fast as tiny antibiotic. What are they called? Tiny fucking superbugs. They're tiny, like microscopic. Parasites. Yeah. Like, they can multiply over and over again. Like, in a matter of one day, they can multiply like 8 times or whatever. I don't know what the rate is. But regular insects, it's going to, probably. Insects, it takes way longer, so they would never be able to adapt as quick, I don't think.
Oh, all right. So this isn't an insect.
It's not a bug. No, it's a
microbacterial or something.
Yeah. Microorganism. It's
okay.
Like a bug, like a flu bug, Brian. Not like
virus.
All right. Okay.
Like she didn't get like bit by a bug.
Okay.
No.
When I had read it, I thought it said bug, so I was thinking insects. Shit.
Microorganism.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
What would happen? I mean, that would be so shitty if there was a bug that we could.
Just an army of bugs coming.
Imagine if it was rats. Just going around,
another
multiplying.
Well, Kevin, gotta evacuate your apartment.
Yep, I have 3 rats. They're
I don't know,
cute.
But no, I don't know what you do if someone's infected, you just shoot them in the head immediately. I don't know what you have to at that point if you're just like trying to stay alive.
You have to kill them and harvest them for meat.
Yeah,
for food.
Gotta eat them.
You have to.
I mean,
yeah,
because I feel like if we had a mass
like outbreak,
we would lose like most of our livestock because they need people to take care of them, and a lot of them will probably die.
Dude,
so we'd have to start eating each other.
Well, that's
pretty shitty. This is a lot more serious than I thought. I thought it was an insect. So
no, you can't even. It's something you can't even see, Brian. It's worse. So
it's more like a zombie infection, except you just die.
Right, like I said, a lot more worse than I thought.
Well, that's the thing is like now you remember that show Doomsday Preppers? All these people are freaking out. That have all these fucking zombie shelters and nuke shelters. Well, guess what? If something like that, even just like an outbreak, like something like an outbreak like that is actually more realistic, let's be real, than like a zombie attack. But they would be all set and we'd be all fucked. We'd be so dead. I mean, even if you have like a bunch of handguns or like even rifles and shit and regular guns, you're gonna run out of ammo. You're gonna die.
Hey, let's be honest. It could happen in our lifetime. There was cholera. There was all that other shit that killed so many people that we didn't have. This could be the next thing. It really could be.
That's all right.
Hold on to your seat.
Not in Trump's America.
Definitely could be.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I read an article. I forget how long ago it was, but the safest place to go. You guys are gonna love this. If there was ever an outbreak in the United States, like in Northern America, or whatever, the safest place to go would be right above the Great Lakes in Canada.
Yeah. Oh, hey there.
Think, right outside of Toronto, I think they said. So you want to avoid major cities. I forget the exact town, but they did analysis on the availability of natural resources, the ability to be able to grow crops, and your essentially the area that you are closest to water, whatever. So you want to be able to have all the necessities to be able to live. So food,
and
water.
It's all fresh water too.
It's all fresh water because it's the Great Lakes and stuff. So. So you want to move to Canada, eh?
Yeah. Oh, hey, look, everyone's coming over now. That's great.
Unless you're that lady.
I wonder why.
Say that again, Brian?
Unless you're that lady that has the superbug.
Yeah, then she can say the fuck wherever she is.
Yeah, no, we'll quarantine. He's saying we'll quarantine something and we'll go there. Fuck all these people infected. You got to quarantine people. It would be chaos.
No one listens to our podcast anyways, so it will only be us four that'll go there, I guess.
Guy throws us under the bus like that. What a loser.
And our 2 million subscribers, but whatever, Brian. Fucking negative.
Why would he say that?
Right. I don't know. What the fuck? Then fucking leave, dick fuck.
Sorry, we're gonna get the last laugh.
Right.
Yeah. We should move on to Brian's favorite topic anyway, football.
Oh, good. Hurry up while he's away from his mic.
Yeah.
And then we'll wrap it up before he gets back and be like, oh, that was everything Patriots.
For those of you guys who haven't heard, you both have heard of Antonio Brown going off on Facebook Live during the locker room ceremonies after the Steelers beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Got in a lot of trouble for that. He went on the news, I guess, earlier this afternoon and kind of apologized for all that shit. But I don't think he really should have. He could apologize for actually filming the locker room, but I don't think he should apologize for what happened in the locker room. I feel like that's kind of dumb.
Not at all. What are you going to say? Yeah, where we're going next week, they're a bunch of fun guys. They're good loving. Like, come on. You have to pump up your team. Yeah, you have to pump up your team somehow. I mean, anybody who's played high school, even maybe like Pop Warner or Little League Baseball, like, granted, maybe not that low of a level, but you don't talk up your
T-ball. Like,
you don't talk up your opposing team, and asshole really isn't that bad of a word. I think it's pretty absurd that he apologized for it.
Tomlin.
The other thing is Antonio Brown.
I think Tomlin and Antonio Brown both apologized.
Well,
yeah. No, I think
Antonio
Brown should have apologized, but Mike Tomlin shouldn't have for his comments, and he did apologize.
You got to get your team fired up. I mean, it was a pretty fun game to watch. It was a lot of field goals, but they had a good win, a good victory. They're going to the AFC Championship. Of course, you're going to be pumped up calling the other team a bunch of assholes. I do the same thing.
Yeah, nothing personal. And the outside of the world should know that, but it's all just media trying to make a story of it for the next game.
Well, the thing was,
what do you think if someone had video in Bill's locker room, what he's saying about the other opponents? Like, come on, it's the same exact thing, if not maybe worse. Like, asshole is not.
Yeah, what he says about his own
guys.
Team.
That was
exactly.
That was a great game. We played hard, we played well, and we're on to the next one.
No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't talk like that.
No, that's the way the press is. Yeah, or that's
exactly.
It's fine. And then it's the next game. And I was one game at a time, and there's no playoffs, and there's one team here, and everyone's just gotta play his playoffs.
I'm not an instant chat and a snap face. I love that coming.
Snap face. Dude, there was stuff from players like over the years in the Pats locker room, and at one point, I forget who it was. It might have been like one of the linemen. I forget who. Like from 2008 or something, and Belichick was showing a bad pass from Brady to he was trying to throw it to Welker, and Belichick called Welker a midget, like, to the team. He was like, "Why are you throwing that shitty pass to the midget? Like, why wouldn't you just jump it off to the running back or something?" Yeah, he doesn't give a shit, dude.
No.
So Tomlin apologizing is just because it's all about money and PR or whatever, and the fucking owners of the team probably sat down with him real quick, or the PR people of the team were just like, "Yeah, dude, just fucking say sorry because we got to move on to the game." You know what I mean?
I feel it's making a big deal of it by even saying sorry. Like, Belichick wouldn't even have said anything at all.
He would have said that's just what happens in the locker room or whatever, yeah.
No, he wouldn't. You know what he would have said? He would have said, out here to talk about the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Steelers.
The thing that bothers me, too, is that Julian Edelman was asked about about Tomlin calling the team, or I forget what he was asked about something, and all he responded was, "That's how that team is run." But the media blew it out of context and basically made it look like Edelman was talking shit about the Steelers. And he came on later. He's like, "No, I didn't mean it in that context. I was just saying, like, that's how those guys are, or whatever." They were fired up after the game. Like, I don't have any disrespect for the Steelers.
Yeah. If you read the whole quote, it's like even no matter what tone you read the whole quote, and you just be like, "Oh, if anything, he's being nice about it."
Yeah.
Yeah. The
could
media
you
blows
imagine
everything out of proportion.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Could you imagine the football team in like the 70s or 80s or even early 90s have to deal with the shit?
Yeah,
They'd be
I
like,
know.
no, you guys can fuck off. Like, this is how men play football. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It's true. And again, fuck you, social media, because this would have never happened if we
But
didn't have it.
Antonio
It's not even
Brown,
really social.
if you
Media
see
in
his like,
general.
if you see Antonio Brown's videos in the locker room, he's like not even acknowledging Mike Tomlin speaking. He's just like taking his own selfies, smiling at the camera, like looking good for the camera, like just trying to look good, like to his fans or whatever. Just that's not the game. He's just not in the right headspace for the game.
Exactly.
He's been more of a diva than anything, yeah.
That's where I give Tomlin credit. Granted, it's credit in air quotes because who knows if he actually reprimanded him or told him, you got to tone it down a little bit. But that's where I say that I give him credit in because he said to the media that he was going to talk to him and he was going to be disciplined in his own way and that kind of thing, and saying that he was wrong of what he did. Granted, I don't know if Tomlin really believes that, but that's what he said. I mean, let's face it, a lot of people say things to twist the media and make them go one way or the other, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Both Ben Roethlisberger and Le'Veon Bell both said it's water under the bridge. Like, they're over it now. They're just, they're on to New England, as they
Yeah,
always say.
they're going to say that, and they probably are, to be honest with you. Like, I guarantee you a lot of the fucking players do not even care.
Ben Roethlisberger can't be mad at anybody for anything that ever goes on in that locker room.
No.
Because he raped a girl. And
Right.
he got away with it.
Exactly.
And he's really bad at driving motorcycles.
Yep.
What's that?
And he's really,
I heard what you said, but like, what happened?
He got in a motorcycle crash in 2008 or something, a really bad one.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Didn't he almost lose his leg?
Yeah, I think it was pretty bad.
No shit.
Yeah, he's terrible at motorcycle driving.
He's pretty good at baseball, though. I saw him playing batting practice for the Pirates one time. And
Yeah, he pitches those footballs well.
That's true.
Yeah, he probably played. He
That's
probably
what
played baseball in high school too. That's why.
Yeah, but he was hitting bombs every.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's a big guy. What is he? He's 6'5", 6'6", or something like that.
7'1", 7'2".
He's two. He's 200.
Yeah, he's got to be 6'4".
He's a
6'5",
big
yeah.
dude. He's got
Yeah. He's got no dick.
I've
what?
heard and
No neck.
multiple
Oh.
players everything have said it that he is definitely the toughest quarterback to sack in the NFL. But yeah, Kev, he was in serious condition after that motorcycle accident. Like,
Yeah, no shit. I don't know. I don't
like
remember
almost
that.
could have almost died. Serious condition.
Not
is
serious
almost
enough
died.
because he's still fucking playing. So.
that. Yeah.
Well, they I don't know. From what I
We
read
want-
on ESPN,
we
on
want it to be.
ESPN,
We
it
want
quotes
it to be career
again.
ending.
He was in
Yeah.
serious condition.
All right, game predictions next week.
Oh yeah, scores. 45 to -10.
That's my favorite score of all time.
And we're talking about the Pat Steelers. If it wasn't obvious,
It's going to be a great game, I think. It's going to be tight.
I'm gonna go Pats. They haven't scored less than, I think they've averaged 33 points against the Steelers since 2008, since Tomlin was there or something. So I'll put up another 34, just like they scored last week. Steelers 24. 34-24.
I'm going to say 21-18 Pats. It's going to be a close game.
35-28. But I will say I really do think that this is going to be a low-scoring game. I'm just going on the odds of that I think it's going to
I say 27-7.
odds that it's going to be a high-scoring game just based on the defenses. But I could see it being a low-scoring game because every time I feel that it's going to be a high-scoring game, it always goes low. But
Hopefully our defense
35-28.
plays as well as they did last game.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. And hopefully Brady plays better than
Yeah,
last game.
that was his worst playoff game ever
Yeah,
in terms of total yards and
Yeah, it was
interceptions
pretty
and stuff
bad.
like that. Yeah,
it'll be
Granted,
20.
the interceptions, I think it was both of them were tipped. One of them should have been caught. The other one, not so much. So I don't think that they were fully his fault, but his percentage, like of hit passes, was I think 50% or less. It was pretty bad. He didn't have a great game.
I bet there are also a lot of shitty drop passes. Not to get into the specifics of the game, but He could have had a better game. Everyone could have been better.
Sports, you know. But hey,
I wish Taylor was here for commentary on this one.
I wish Michael Jordan was there.
The head coach of the New England Steelers.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right, Taylor?
I would just try to ask him to name 5 Patriots players.
I
feel
bet
like
he could only name 2. I bet he would say just Tom Brady and Edelman, maybe.
I don't
He'd
even
probably
know.
say. He'd probably say
Gronk.
he'd probably say Will Fork.
He'd probably say Gronk and Brady. I could not see him naming 5, and 5 is. I mean, Jesus
Poppy?
Christ.
What about Poppy?
True
I could ask-
Bledsoe.
I feel like I could ask all of us to name 20, and we could do it, no problem. You know what I mean? It's not that hard. But
I don't know if I could do 20. Maybe I could. I don't know.
yeah, you could, man. Think about it. I mean, they got friggin' yeah, you definitely could. I bet.
I'd have
Wait,
to sit
what?
down.
20
for a while.
Patriots or 20?
Yeah, that's nothing. 20 Patriots is not. I was
Yeah,
saying
you can do that.
Taylor couldn't even name 5, and 5 that doesn't seem that's not a lot at all. Like I doubt he could. We could ask him, but
You think he's done in the gym yet?
No, he's been out, but
Oh, he has been. He doesn't want to call in.
nah, he's pussy. He's sober. He said so. He's fucking stupid.
He probably wouldn't bring up the dog.
Yeah, that's good. We don't have to hear
We
that.
don't need to hear that again.
Yep. Well,
So I guess we'll move on here.
Wait, what dog?
Don't worry about it. We don't want to bring it up.
That's why I brought it up. I was waiting for you guys.
Just listen to any other podcast. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, within 10 minutes. So, would you guys rather be a dragon, because we are the sea dragons, or would you rather have a dragon? I think this is a great question, guys.
I would rather have a dragon. Anybody that pisses me off, I would tell that. Well, what?
If you were a dragon, you could eat them, or breathe a fire on them, or if you were an ice dragon, breathe ice, or crush them with your claws.
Yep.
Fly them into the air and then drop them from 1,000 feet. You could do it yourself.
I could also have a dragon do it too. But granted, I don't know. I think I'd rather have a dragon do it.
Could you be a shape-shifting dragon, whereas you can turn into a human and a dragon back and forth?
oh, then that's game over, man.
Well, yeah.
yeah.
You're bringing that into it because.
So you're just a straight-up dragon living in a lair with treasure and shit like that, chomping on adventurers, or you have a dragon that you can control.
Dragons. Okay.
Fuck. I don't know, man.
So, for me, in my perspective on this, is that if those of you who don't know me, I'm a humongous Pokemon fan. I've been a fan of the franchise since day one. Being able to own a dragon like Dragonite or Salamence, anything like that. I know I'm getting really nerdy here. You guys can make fun of me if you want, but that would be fucking awesome.
This is why we need Taylor here too at this point.
Oh yeah, he would probably agree with me on that one. Yeah, because he plays Pokemon Go in his Scally Kappa
I'd
bathrobe,
agree with you.
finding that fucking dog.
I'd agree.
I can shut up. I can probably name one Pokemon and it's Pikachu. I don't know any others.
I mean,
I'm
I
like,
could go through all
I
stuff
am
on it.
with Pokemon what Taylor is with sports.
Charizard.
Like, Charizard. Okay, so 2.
Squirtle. Okay, those are my only 3.
I've heard of that, so 3, but I don't think I could have thought of that on my own.
Probably.
Not saying we're gonna start naming Pokemon, Kevin, but don't get too fucking excited.
I'll do my own podcast and do it.
Yeah. It's just Kevin. It's just 4 hours of Kevin just naming Pokemon.
He's ready to J blip over there.
Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise.
All right, calm down.
That was in order too of the Pokedex, so those are really easy.
Wow. All right.
Gen 1, that's really easy.
No way.
So I think I would. I feel like you have to have a pet dragon. Like, granted, at the same time, then more like, especially if you knew that was a decision, and then you said, "Give me a pet dragon," then you got the dragon, you might be like, "Fuck, I want to know what it's like to be this guy right now." But if you can't ever go back to a human, then how about this? If it was like, would you rather be a dragon or have a dragon for like a certain amount of time, like for say like a year, 6 months or something?
Oh, then you have to give them up after?
Yeah, or you have to go back to being
guys or whatever.
Yeah, or you go back to being human.
Oh,
Yeah,
so okay, so temporary dragon for both
You have
of
to
them.
make it comparable, though. Would you rather be a dragon for 6 months or have a dragon for 6 months?
That's what he's saying, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I
So
didn't.
yeah, if that's a question, I'll be the dragon for 6 months. Fuck that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd rather do
Because I
that.
wouldn't want to have a dragon for 6 months and get rid of
I'd
him.
become
So-
too attached to a dragon.
exactly.
Like
You could
a
travel
dog
around the whole
or anything
world.
Like that. Exactly. Yeah.
Kind of, but like at the same time, it'd be pretty dope to have a dragon, guys.
Also,
It would be, but it'd be pretty dope to be a dragon.
it'd be tough having townspeople chase you around all the time, though. depending
Yeah,
on
but you
no
can
matter
just
where
breathe
you fly.
And we're not going to be like, is it dragon in now times or medieval times? Are we?
I think
Right now.
townspeople would
Like,
still chase you around nowadays.
you think so?
People would find their
I
pitchforks.
feel like, yeah, you probably like the cops and SWAT teams getting on you with bazookas and shit like that. They'd probably try to nuke you.
Well, and then if you own a dragon, they try to kill your dragon. Like, how big is it? Like
Yeah.
as big as a real dragon? Like, not real dragon. Well, there are real dragons, by the way. There were at one point. So is it big as what dragons actually were in real life? Like huge? Where do you keep your fucking pet dragon?
As they
That's
were.
it.
Yeah, I
You know what I
picture them
mean?
as a baby. I want a baby dragon.
Justin,
So,
that'd be pretty
yes,
cool if you
are you
had
guys-
if you had like a dragon that was the size of like a Saint Bernard or something, you know, where you could walk it around.
Yeah,
And it was
so,
still
yeah,
strong enough.
That's
Yeah,
a baby dragon.
You guys
Baby
seen?
dragon's
I
the
wish
same
Dave was here for this one, but have you guys seen How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good movie.
yeah.
I still have
So,
not
like,
seen it, Kevin. I still have
Dragons like that size would be awesome to have as a
Yeah.
pet.
So
But
what
then-
happens in
I
the
need
movie,
to see
Brian? We'll tell you what happens in the movie right now, so you don't have to watch it.
Okay.
So
Nice.
there's everyone's like,
I've
yeah.
read
So
that one again.
that's right.
Kind
That's
of
a
like
good
find
point,
your
Justin.
fucking dog over the last 5.
I think if you had a baby dragon, like a dragon the size of, like I said, like somewhere you could bring indoors and you get a king size bed, it could sleep with you. And I don't know if they'd be good at cuddling, but
It depends on how scaly I guess they were.
Yeah,
If they were
but
side
obviously
scaly
it's-
or not, or
I
just
don't know
hard
what
scales.
you like. Yeah, you're right. But you could put like a blanket around it too, so he's more cuddly.
Yeah.
You know. And then if it was still strong enough where you could still fly on it and you could control it, so like a little bigger than a Saint Bernard, maybe like a Burmese mountain dog size.
It would have to
You
be
know
like
what I
the
mean?
size of a motorcycle, I think, to be able to fly on top of it.
Yeah, or whatever. But just, I mean, it's a dragon. They're strong.
Yeah,
as
right.
fuck. So it's stronger than a dog. Like, no offense to Dilps, but it's got to be stronger than a dog. I think I would, even if it was for like 6 months, I think I would go with a dragon as a pet. I don't think I would be a dragon for 6. I know what you're saying, Kevin, but like, same time, like,
Yeah, but think about how attached you'd get to this dragon, especially if it was if it
No.
was smart. If it was like back to How to Train Your Dragon, whatever. If it was as clever and as friendly as Toothless, who was the main dragon in the movies, wicked cute too. He'd be a dilp dragon I'd like to pet.
Yeah.
it's
It
actually
would be
dope, really.
Same thing.
it would be tough to get rid of him. Whereas if I was a dragon for 6 months, also think about how big like dragon shit must be and have to clean that up all the time.
That's true.
They might smell. I mean, they might smell like fish because they're scaly. I don't know.
But Kevin,
That's bad.
where would you
You'd have
go
to feed,
if you
you'd
were a
have to
dragon?
you'd have to feed them. You'd have to take care of it. I feel like it'd be way harder than taking care of a dog. And where would I go if I was a dragon? I would go anywhere I wanted to because I'm a fucking dragon.
And you could piss and shit wherever you want.
Yeah.
You wouldn't miss. And granted, it's only, I think, like 6 months. A year
It's
might
only-
start
yeah,
getting
it's like
excessive.
it's like a
6
trip
months,
abroad.
Yeah.
Like if you went abroad in college or whatever, you hardly ever saw any of your friends, I guess, or your family.
And you could fly around the world. You fly super fast, fly around the
Yeah.
world, right?
And I'd be like, hey, I'd like write my name in the sand, I guess, at my house and be like, Mom, Dad, it's me as a dragon. How cool is this? Take a picture.
You would spray your name in the sand, you mean?
Yeah, I'd spray.
And if you could spray and then also shoot fire, that's pretty dope. Like,
Yeah.
if we're talking sea dragon, then that is pretty dope.
The ultimate spray.
Yeah, but if you had a pet dragon, you could ride and control it, spray and fire. It's also cool. That's what I mean. Kevin, I have an idea. You can be my pet dragon.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
That's an idea. So
Yep.
so I don't have to kill my dragon. It just goes back to being Kevin. That'd be fucking awesome.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kevin,
Team up.
especially if you talk like you can now, like, or at least be as smart. You know what I mean? But it'd be cool, like, if you could at least talk. I mean, we don't have to cuddle at night. We can forget that part. But we still
we can if you want to,
we
buddy.
still could.
I thought
mean,
that's why you guys were bringing it up because of the cuddling.
yeah. But Kevin, that's perfect because then I don't have to. My dragon doesn't go away forever. Like it does, but it's you, and we go on so many adventures together, man. Kevin,
I'd fly on my back. We could
Kevin.
spray the town.
will you be my dragon?
Yes.
Oh, and then if Justin and Bryan,
that's my wish now, guys. My wish right now to become a dragon for 6 months.
This is like a reality show.
That's awesome.
The dragon trainer.
Yes.
Have one guy who wants to be the trainer, and then like 20 guys who want to be the dragon. It's like a bachelor. So you have to audition the dragons.
God, Justin, that'd be an awesome reality show.
Except we're gonna make it a T-Rex.
oh, It'd be a dragon.
It'd be a dragon.
Okay.
I think Brian's thinking more real life where we have a dragon.
Well, there's definitely one
couple-
contestant who would put on a T-Rex suit just to like get into it, but he'd be first out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like
Trying too hard, but
the girl with the shark, but said she was a dolphin. Fucking
I
hit.
don't know.
Oh, The Bachelor. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Wow, I thought that's why you're bringing it up. There was a girl that came on night one of The Bachelor, and she was literally in a shark costume.
No way.
But said she was training. She was becoming a dolphin trainer, and like instantly, you tell it's a shark. In like 20 minutes into the episode, they're like, you know that, by the way, that's a shark, not a dolphin, right? And she's like, oh my god, it is. You're right. I was like, this is so fucking stupid.
that's TV now.
You watch that?
That's what we do. Yeah.
It was on at the time, yeah, but I've
Oh,
seen articles. It was on blog sites and stuff too. They blogged about it, so there was clips of it and shit. But
Yeah.
it's so stupid. But anyway, yeah, we gotta go start looking into getting dragons.
Yeah.
Speaking of dragons, or I don't know, is a dragon like kind of a form of a dinosaur? I
Oh,
don't know what would it be considered? Because, and the way I'm phrasing this is, I'm thinking of this alligator that I saw on the news recently. Did you guys see that huge ass alligator over the last couple of days that was on the news?
Yeah, that thing
In Florida?
cannot be real.
No, that's real, Kevin.
I know
That's
it
100%
was,
real.
but like that's a huge alligator.
Yeah, and apparently it's been there for years. Everybody goes out and takes pictures of it. It doesn't give a shit, as you can tell in the video. But that alligator is fucking huge, and
Like
I don't know. I'm just. It brought me back because I'm thinking of like something with scales, alligator, dinosaur, dragon, type of thing. I don't know. Are dragons real?
yes.
Or they are?
I think they're extinct.
No, I think they came out of hiding because there was a video recently in China of a fucking dragon flying.
So you're saying they're real right now? I don't know. Are they extinct?
Watch that video and tell me they're not real. That's what I want to
They've
say.
been extinct for at least 50
You
to
guys-
60 years.
We don't know.
The last known dragon sighting was when FDR was president.
Oh, that's right.
You're being real?
Yeah,
Right now?
Yeah,
that was the last one. But
we learn things when we listen to these podcasts.
Don't believe.
could be.
Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Abe Lincoln said that in 1865.
Dragons are actually behind every conspiracy in the last 150 years. But the government won't admit it.
That was true.
They took down 9/11.
Kennedy was shot by a dragon.
Could have been. They could have shot bullets that fast out of its mouth.
Yeah,
Holy fuck, you guys are right.
and they just pinned the blame on
What if they flew
Titanic?
so fast? and just
Titanic.
not what's with fuck, who killed Kennedy? What was his name?
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was drawing a blank. Thank you.
John Wilkes Booth is.
Yeah, I said
Abraham
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
I said
John
Lincoln
Wilkes.
earlier.
Yeah, John Wilkes Booth was
Focused in my
quarterback of the Green Bay Packers in 68, 69.
Fuck up.
He threw for over 10,000 yards his
So-
first season.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I was just thinking of like maybe where dragons have gone, because a lot of people say like dinosaurs resemble alligators. What do dragons resemble? I just thought
They
of,
turned into
like,
dragonflies. That's what they evolved into.
Justin
Brian,
might be-
dinosaurs actually more resemble birds than anything. They're more related to birds than they are.
what
reptiles.
I guess dinosaurs and pterodactyls.
For a dragon?
Or sorry, dragons and pterodactyls. Because
Pterodactyl. Do you know that pterodactyls actually were birds, not dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Like that's already like a known thing. Like they're more of the bird family than a dinosaur family. So if anything, like Kevin said, pretty much most like dinosaurs more, and a lot of them actually probably had feathers. They're saying now.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
no,
velociraptors
I know,
are
I
basically
didn't mean-
giant chickens.
Yeah. Oh, I love chicken.
Me too. I bet they tasted pretty good.
Yeah. Dragons are dragons, Brian. They didn't evolve to anything
Yeah,
else.
They're just
Yeah.
their
Well,
own
they
species.
just- Somebody killed all of them.
It just led me to think that, because I'm thinking like medieval times, or times when, granted, dragons were before medieval times, but when dragons were around, or We're gonna cut this out.
How many pots have you smoked?
Dragon.
today?
I mean, Bryan.
Dinosaurs.
I love it.
When dinosaurs were around. Sorry.
You know there's no
Dragons-
such thing as dragons, right?
Yes, I know that, but dragons.
What is going on right now?
All right, let's fucking end this goddamn podcast. We talking
do we
3 a.m.
have a
Oh,
sponsor
fucking
today?
dragons. I don't have them, man.
Wait, read the one that I sent. So many.
Oh
years
man.
ago.
I don't
think we have that anymore.
Justin, you sent it.
I don't
No,
think we have-
Justin sent it.
I've
Justin
already-
sent it to me. Justin sent it to
Justin,
me.
you got? Do we have one or not? I felt
Hold
like
on.
we'll just skip this week. That's okay.
All right, guys. So we don't have a sponsor, so I guess we'll just head on out. Thanks for listening this week, guys. Week 10. We'll see you next week for week 11.
Bye, guys. I
Bye.
can't wait for
Peace.
double 1-1. Go Patriots.
Thank you very much for listening to the Sea Dragons. Thank you very much for listening to the Sea Dragons. We'll be back next week, bringing another treat, 'cause we're the Sea Dragons.